Guys, welcome back to another episode of Atlas Survival Shelters, and as always, I love having you here. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Hit that little bell up there so you know when my videos come out every week. But we have been burying a lot of bunkers lately, but today we're going to talk about a different type of bunker. We're going to talk about a data bunker. Now, a little data bunker is a little black box where you hide your information. I'm going to get into it in a minute, but I don't want to forget this. On my last video, I promised to give away a copy of my Jesus Always book, and the winner is, drumroll, 1PA4U2C. That's his username. But anyway, buddy, I appreciate you being a subscriber, and I will send this book to you directly from Amazon Prime. But let's get into this little black box and see if this is really going to protect your information. Guys, welcome back to another episode of Atlas Survival Shelter. Glad to have you here. If you're a first-time viewer, welcome to my channel. And if you're into bunkers and survival and all that stuff, make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell thing so you get notified when one of my videos comes out, because I try to put out like 1 or 2 a week now, because we're running out of time and I'm trying to get prepared. So what am I getting prepared for? Listening to the government, and I'm listening to the experts. So a government report came out 2 weeks ago, and the government estimates civil war at a 60% probability in the United States. So when the government estimates that there's more likely and odd of a civil war than not, you better start preparing. So we all need to become squirrels. Now that's a new thing that I don't know if I just made it up or whatever. But what I mean by being squirrels is you need to start burying stuff everywhere. Now, the best advice I gave to some lady today that called me for a bunker, she goes, I want a bunker. I said, look, lady, you know what? If you don't have the money for a bunker right now, the best thing you should do is go buy one of those little 300-gallon or 500-gallon septic tanks. You can buy them at Plastic Mart on the internet, anywhere from like $300 to $600. And just go bury it somewhere and start putting your long-term food, water purification, so you have a cache somewhere that you can leave your house, go get some food, then come back to your house. Because if we break out into a civil war, there's going to be looting, there's going to be just lawlessness, and if we break out into a civil war, somebody like North Korea or Iran or whoever, they're going to take the opportunity and they're going to launch that nuclear bomb, and they're going to set it off over Kansas, and they're going to cause an EMP. And it sounds as crazy as it sounds, in like something out of some freaking apocalyptic movie. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen in my lifetime. And I literally used to tell people, I just hope it doesn't happen in my lifetime. But I'll tell you what, everything is working so fast right now that I just can't believe it. I just can't believe the way the United States of America is falling apart. It's sad, but this country is about ready to kill each other, it seems like. You know, the left hates the right hates the left. I don't know what's going to happen when it becomes a shooting war, but you know, I don't know how you tell the difference between a conservative and a liberal just by looking at them, because you can't tell. So if you're on one side or the other, you know, I guess we're going to have to start getting tattoos or something on our arms. And if you lean right, or you're conservative or moderate, you put an elephant. And if you're a liberal, you put a left donkey or a jackass, whatever their emblem is, on their left shoulder. That way you know who the hell you're fighting. Otherwise, you know, it's not like we're the Bloods and the Crips where we're blue bandanas or red bandanas, you know. So, you know, I guess, you know, we need to divide this country up or something, but I don't want to see a civil war coming. But when the government tells you there's a 60% probability And then when other experts say if that happens, there's about a 90% probability that we would be hit with an EMP, and there about 75 to 90% of the people would die in America within 18 months from an EMP because of starvation. And keep in mind, the EMP would go off 40, 50 miles up in the sky. You wouldn't even feel the bomb go off above Kansas. It's just the lights would go out. And there would be no power, there would be no power for gas, there would be no refrigeration for the food at the grocery market. And basically whatever you have is what you got. So you don't want to lose the information you have on your computers for when the power does come back on, if it ever does come back on and we ever even have a civilized community again. So this is what this video is going to be about. It's going to be about a data bunker. And this is how you can take the information on your computer, your bank accounts, your cryptocurrency, and you can store it away and it will be protected from an EMP. Okay? This is a new item I got in. I'm going to open it up right in front of you. And I'm going to show you the best way. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. And this is what came in. This is a 30 cal ammo can, by the way. And if this is a conductive rubber around here, when this closes, this will actually technically, if it's tight enough, it will create a Faraday cage in itself. I don't know if it's going to be tight enough, but if that is a conductive foam. So this is the data bunker. Now, what the data bunker is, it's a little black box. And this thing weighs about 3-4 pounds right here. This is my first impression. I'm seeing it for the first time just like you guys are. It's kind of heavy. It's about 6 inches long, 4 inches this way, and about 2 inches thick. And it weighs about 3-4 pounds. And it has a USB 2.0. Now, this thing will only hold 32 gigabytes of storage. So it's not massive in today's terms, but whatever information you need to keep, this is the only device that I've seen on the market that is EMP hardened. So to guarantee that it's going to stay EMP hardened, we're going to do some other things. We're going to take the data bunker, we're going to put it in this, and then we're going to put this in a Faraday bag. And then we're going to put the Faraday bag into a Faraday cage. And that gives you 1, 2, 3, 4 means of protecting your information because you can't lose it. Because if it's gone, it's gone. So I got here in from a company called Mission Darkness. And they make Faraday bags. And I will show some of their information up on my screen here, so you see who I'm talking about. But what I ordered from these guys was, I ordered 6 Faraday bags. So this is the phone shield. And I'm going to do a separate video on this, on all these items. But for now, I'm just going to get out the items that I need for this, protecting this. God, boy, they pack this stuff good in here. If you ever wonder how much money I'm spending on this stuff, guys, it's a lot, you know. But the lives of me and my family are worth it. And it's not as expensive as you think. Now, I spent about $1,300 on these 6 Faraday bags. And it's well worth it. Because this is going to protect my laptop, my iPhone, my generator. And I've even talked to these guys about creating a Faraday bag to shield the NBC air filtration system in my bunkers. Because are my bunkers EMP proof? No, they're not. Because an EMP will run through the PVC piping and it will get to the inside. Therefore, everything in the bunker needs to be shielded because the shelter itself is not shielded. Now, if it was buttoned up tight as a tin can, you know, like a coffee can, yeah, that's a Faraday cage. But there's openings, and you can't have a gap bigger than like 5 microns or it will get through. So this looks like the Faraday bag that I got, and this is about the right size right here. So I'm gonna put this over here, and I'm gonna put this back down, and we'll cover all these bags in another video because this is gonna be really cool. See how the inside it has all this shielding material? What you do not want to do is to rip this material. If you rip the material inside the bag here, you basically, it's like putting a hole in a balloon. You've popped it. So be careful putting this in here. You might even want to put this back in here. I'm going to put the data bunker back into the 30 cal ammo can. Okay, let me see. So I could put it inside here, guys, and then I could roll this up. So this would be a Faraday bag to protect the Faraday cage. This thing is probably around $100. And like I said, this is from Mission Darkness. So the other thing I can do now, about a 10 gallon, a 6 gallon, and a 4 gallon can to create a Faraday cage. The reason I like the Barons is when the lid closes, it has this little thing that it will lock down the lid really tight, and it creates a nice tight seal. And I bought these on Amazon. I want to mention something about Amazon, guys. If you're buying anything for survival, people ask me, where do you get all your survival supplies? And there's a local store here called Major Surplus and Survival. It's about 20 minutes from me. It's in Gardena. But they have everything from A to Z for survival. There is no other store like it in the entire country. Most of their business is online. People seem to go to Amazon. I don't think they have the trash cans. I'm pretty sure they don't. But otherwise, I try to buy as much stuff from Major Surplus and Survival as I can. If I can't, I'm a freaking hypocrite because I'll buy from Amazon. And as we all know, when you buy from Amazon, you're supporting Jeff Bezos. And when you support Jeff Bezos, you support the Washington Post. And when you support the Washington Post, you support everything that's anti-American, anti-Christian, and anti-conservative. So I'm not a big fan of them, but they run a good business. They have a lot of products here, and a lot of the products are just, the companies like Barron's, you don't know what they're like, but Amazon's just kind of a middleman. But anyway, so this data bunker will fit down in that 6 gallon can, no problem. So I'm going to put down the 6 gallon can here, and I'm going to go to the 4 gallon can. In this particular video here, I'm just trying to protect my data. So this goes perfectly inside here. What you have to do is you have to cover these seams here, and then you have to get some around here. Okay, so when I put this on and I lock it down with this handle, here on the handle, it kind of locks it down, then it creates this tight enough seal that the electricity isn't conducted into this. This is how I'm going to do it, okay? So I'm putting all my information on this database. And it's ironic that I just got this because I got an email just like a week ago that I had been hacked, and if I didn't pay the people $400 in Bitcoin, they were going to release some video or something. I don't know. It was a scam. They sent the email to tens of millions of people. But if it was for real, you better have your information backed up, guys. But this is for the doomsdayers. This is for the people who have cryptocurrency, who have information on their hard drive that they absolutely, under no means, can give it up. And keep in mind, this is not on the cloud. This can't be hacked. But this is it. That's your last line of defense right there. So, anyway, guys, I don't know if you've heard of the data bunker, but I got one. It costs $1,495. I'll put a link below to the place that makes it. More about this data bunker. Okay, I'm going to read my notes, what I made here. It's fireproof. It's hack-proof, it's tornado-proof, it's crush-proof, it's nuclear tested. I don't know how they do that. It's water-resistant, which means it's not waterproof, which means it can't go to the bottom of the ocean. But the guys who make this black box, let me pull it back out again. The guys who make this are actually the same guys who make black boxes for airplanes and for trains. So they know what they're doing, and they know how to save information. So these aren't just some startup guys that are saying, let's just try to make a few bucks. These are guys who actually make black boxes for airplanes. Some more information on this data bunker right here. So they claim it's fireproof, hack-proof, It requires no batteries, so it's just like a USB. It doesn't require any batteries. Nuclear tested, it's water resistant, which means this can get rained on, but you can't submerge it in water. So waterproof and watertight is two different things. Same thing with my shelters. If a shelter's watertight, that means you can put it in a high water table like Louisiana, Florida, or Texas. If it's waterproof, that just means it can be, get water, can touch it, but you don't want to be in a high water table. As I told you earlier, it holds 32 gigabytes of information. They tested it by dropping a 55-pound weight from 10 feet on top of it. If you want more information on it, you go to databunker1.com and you can get you one of these things. But guys, I'm preparing for the end of the world as we know it. I hope you are too. I'm going to give you guys some advice right now. 99.9% of you people watching these videos really like watching my videos on bunkers and like to go into the bunkers, and so do I. They're cool as shit. But unfortunately, it's come to a point where the bunker is going to be a refuge for a lot of people. And it's going to be where you're going to store your food and supplies. If you can't afford a bunker, I want you guys to start by getting some water purification devices. Get a life straw for $10. Start there, but start today. Get some water tablets. Get some water carrying devices, some water pails, more water devices. Then start getting your emergency food, your freeze-dried food. Then get you some tarps and some tents because you're going to need shelter. You're going to need water and food. Now, they say you can't go 3 hours without shelter, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. Okay, I probably can't go 2 hours without any of those. But get those things, and a good tip is pick you up a septic tank and bury that sucker in your backyard. Now you can buy, you can buy septic tanks from 200-300 gallons for $200 to $300. They're just like a big round ball. Just one website that I found. This is called Plastic Mart, and as you see, we scroll down. They have all different sizes, shapes, and prices of septic tanks from a few $100s to a few $1,000s. But the one I like the most is the 500-gallon one. It's the yellow one. The reason being it's 8 feet long, 4 feet wide, like 4 feet tall, and you can literally crawl inside it and you can sleep inside it. So if it was buried out in the woods, you could actually hide down in there like some Viet Cong soldier in some movie, hiding down in a cubbyhole. But anyway, guys, start getting prepared today. Get your food, your water supplies, and get ready because shit's going to hit the fan. It's sad. I wish I could joke more about stuff like that. But you know what? Data Bunker will protect your information. I'm gonna bet my life on this thing right here. I don't have any way of really testing it myself, so I'm gonna trust these guys that have made these black boxes for all these airplanes for all these years, that they've done their job. And at $1,495, it better be, because it's not cheap. But from what I've read on, it's really good. So guys, I appreciate you always watching my channel, and as always, please subscribe, share, and like, and hit that little bell. And if you want to watch more videos on more survival gear, where I test my knives and saws and stoves and all kinds of goofy devices, and then you can also get a laugh, watch my Billy Bombproof channel. It's really funny, and it's got like a 98% subscriber rate, so that means like 98 out of 100 people who watch it subscribe to that channel. So guys, go check it out. It's funny, okay? But anyway, I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video.